And it's good to be home. Good to be back home. What the hell? God. How do I play this again? Oh, that's right. I'm doing Thieves Guild stuff. Good evening, guys and gals, and everything in between. Welcome back to Not So Stream. Copyright Gunner Lincoln. We got back from Iowa this morning. The wedding was great.
East to the rugged uplands of the Vallis Mountains.
As far as I know, everything went well. Pirate. First mate Malevolus.
The Maria Elena. Damn fine ship. With a damn fine crew. I should know. I'm her first mate. Malvolus is my name.
Oh,
So
okay.
believe me when I tell you we don't like it when people snoop around in our affairs. You get near that ship and my men will run you through.
Fantastic.
That's
What's
what
the
you
news
think.
From the other parts of Tamriel?
I guess her... What? Why is the voice volume lowered? Interesting.
I
That was
understand Daedra worship has become increasingly prevalent.
Anyways, lots of cool stuff happened this past weekend. Lots of cool stuff. Well, one really cool thing and a few other interesting things that were a pain in the ass, but made for a cool story. What is this? Big ass lighthouse. Appears to be nothing else here. Interesting. Anyways, let's start off with a really cool thing that happened. Okay, on our second flight, we took one flight to Atlanta, and then a connecting flight afterwards to Des Moines, Iowa. On our second flight, one of our seats got moved, and we later find out it's because CeeLo Green was on that flight with us in that spot. In what was it, seat A1? I was in seat 1A. I was in seat 1D, and my wife was in seat 1C. My father-in-law was right next to him in 1B. Meanwhile, my brother-in-law and his girlfriend were directly behind them in 2A and B. We realized it as soon as he got on the plane and sat down, but we didn't actually start talking to him until the descent into Des Moines. My father-in-law actually just started casually chatting with him. It was really surreal. If you don't know who CeeLo Green is, he's not only a singer-songwriter, but he was also a judge on The Voice, and he owns several record labels, I believe. Anyway, he's quite a celebrity in the music world. It was just pretty crazy to see him in person, that close, breathe the same air as him. It was. I mean, I'm not a fan, but I know who he is, and I know of his work,
What's going on
so
here?
I respect it, and it's really cool. We also it was pretty sick. After we got checked into our hotel that night, we just went to bed, chilled out, that kind of thing. And then the rehearsal dinner Saturday night was pretty awesome. Saturday we went to the market that was there. It was kind of hot, really crowded. Didn't really see much. Didn't really do much, except walk around and get like 6,000 steps in. It was pretty crazy and wild. Saturday night after the rehearsal dinner ended at like 10:30, something like that. My brother-in-law, Jordan's brother, manages to take the four of us. That'd be me, Jordan, Josh, and his girlfriend, Keely, He took the four of us out to a bar across the street called Ernie's, where we all had this drink that was... hang on. I'm trying to remember exactly what was in it. It was Irish cream whiskey, coffee... I don't remember what was in it, but it was really good. It was really good. And apparently it's their signature drink because they just have it on tap in this slushy machine. It was crazy. And then after that, he takes us to this place called Up Down. Now, in Iowa, there's several locations throughout the state and probably the surrounding area in the Midwest. Up Down is a gamer bar, but not just any gamer bar. It has old arcade machines that all run off of tokens, like actual tokens, not these little freaking point cards you get at like Dave and Buster's or something like that. No, you go to the machine, you shell in a few bucks, and it gives you these tokens. I didn't do any of that. What I saw first was a GameCube in the back with Super Smash Bros. Melee and a couch in front of it on a CRT. Not an HDMI, not a flat screen or anything. It was a freaking 4x3 CRT rear projection television from the 1990s, and it was beautiful. I got to play Smash Bros. With strangers, and I remember that I still suck at Smash Bros. I mean, I was better than them, because I at least knew how to play a few characters, but it was pretty freaking wild. And then a few steps away from that GameCube was an N64 with Mario Kart on it, on a projector, on a rear projector behind us. And Josh decided to play for shots and say, all right, whoever loses this race has to take a shot. And then he wound up losing. Or at least I won the race. I won the race. Keely lost the race, but she was already kind of ready to go home. And so was Jordan, kind of, but she was playing along. And then, so Josh said, okay, you and me, Noah. Whoever loses this one takes a shot. Naturally, I won. But I wasn't doing well throughout that entire race. I actually was kind of doing shitty until the last lap. Turn route. I need some of that. Until the last lap, and I managed to boost up ahead of him, and he's like, no! And then after that, he challenged me to connect 4, and best 2 out of 3 games, I lost somehow. Don't know how. So, so I wound up taking a shot at Morgan. What's this? Abandoned shack. Gee, I wonder what things could possibly be hidden here. Stone mug. Crumpled piece of paper. Anyways, woke up the next morning, a little bit of a hangover, but not nearly as bad as Josh, because I was being responsible and drinking water throughout the night. Because I knew I had shit to do the next day. And I was making sure that Jordan stayed dehydrated as well. What are my quests? Grey Prince. Journey now to the west, a place called Crowhaven. Oh, right. I'm doing this one. Provided me with a key. Oh, all the way at Anvil? Oh, hell. The wedding was nice. It was at this vineyard that was way out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I can't fast travel because I'm... What time is it? Of course. It's 10:47 a.m. You know what? What else can I accomplish around here instead? The wedding was nice. Very nice. Everybody had a blast. We drove home, went to bed. Somebody said that there was an after party, but it was an hour away from the hotel where everybody was staying at. So by the time we all got back, I think it was like 2 a.m. or something like that. Or no, it was a little after midnight. But apparently, somebody said that there was an after. Was it? Hang on, I got a text. What's up with Don? Oh, shit. And I'll tell you. Oop. I might be hopping into a call with Dawn here in a minute. Where was I? What? By the time we all got back to the hotel, everything was closed, apparently. Or at least the one place that they said they wanted to go for the after party was closed and not available. So, so instead we all just went to bed, which was the right decision. There wasn't much left to do. And then the day we left, oh my god, I must have told this. I must have told this story so many times already. The day we left, I can never seem to remember where my microphone is supposed to go. We had a flight at noon 05. Plane got delayed for 3.5 hours. Apparently there was some kind of fuel reading issue. I don't know. All we know was they had their best man on it. It's what the captain kept assuring us was happening. So, again, we had to take another connecting flight. So this flight took us to Atlanta, but we arrived in Atlanta at 7 o'clock at night. We got on the plane at noon, a little before noon. 7 o'clock at night. We missed our connecting flight. Luckily, there was another one that departed like 45 minutes later. So we got on that one, and everything was fine except for the fact that we lost our first class status because we had to get rescheduled to another plane. So we had to sit in coach. I was in a seat surrounded by a couple of guys. Then everybody else was at least paired together. Let's see. And, but everything was fine. The flight was fine. Turns out we couldn't make it back to Norfolk, but instead we had to get rerouted to Raleigh, North Carolina, because of the cacophony of storms that were happening in Eastern Virginia last night. So we got off at Raleigh. Everybody was really upset. Announcer said the next flight taking to Norfolk was in the morning at 10 a.m. And then my father-in-law says, fuck this, we're renting a car and driving the rest of the way. Which, Raleigh, I've been to Raleigh before. It's only like 3 hours away from Norfolk. Which is not a bad drive. It's mostly highways, stuff like that. Yeah, Phoebe, you miss these pets, don't you? Anyways, so we actually had to drive back to the airport in Norfolk because that's where the car was. Had to go and get that, drop off the rental, and it was like 4:30 in the morning by the time we got home. And then Jordan still had to get up 3 hours later to go to work. Luckily, she had someone cover the opening shift so that she didn't have to get there as early. And she got like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of sleep. She's in the bedroom right now, watching some of her shows and stuff. Hey, Phoebe, relaxing. And I'm here petting the cat. So anyways, I want to pick a different quest. Independent thievery. Right, I have to go see Armand tonight. Ugh. What else? That requires fast traveling. What do you mean by less attractive to others? Well, like make people hate me?
Hail, good citizen. You. I've seen
there he
your
is.
kind before. You've got blood on your hands. Keep your blade sheathed, you murdering bastard.
What?
Or I'll put you down myself.
What murdering bastard? I haven't murdered.
I'm listening.
We are. Very. I don't know.
Don't.
Really, the reason I was on
Gracious.
That's just stupid.
Not bad.
I really don't know the reason behind
Such
it, but it's very.
adventures. How I and don't
Very
talk such.
maybe confusing.
Is that so? Yeah, I get it.
What's up, Don?
You can't.
What you been up to?
Not. My life is drab.
Nothing, actually.
Oh,
Nothing at all.
please.
I'll grab my own.
What? Such adventures. Good
I
one.
got it.
That's pretty good. Don't talk. Is that so?
Trying to make this guy
Oh,
hate me.
please. Sure.
Why?
That's. Don't. That's amazing.
Part of a quest.
Such adventures.
Shitty quest.
How I envy you. Oh,
What?
please. That. Don't waste your flattery on me. Are you serious? What are you looking? There are no trouble
There's no one punching.
if you've got to travel. So
Huh. Anyways.
So you get
move along.
Oh yeah, lots of fun stuff happened this weekend.
That's surprising. Seems like the most boring state in the country, but sure.
Well, it started off with we ran into CeeLo Green on our plane. Yeah, CeeLo Green. He's a music celebrity. He's a singer-songwriter. He's also got a couple of record labels, and he was a guest. He was a judge on The Voice. Pretty
That's
cool guy.
interesting.
Pretty cool guy.
Autograph?
No, my father-in-law just was chatting with them.
Hey, just
Yeah, just casually chatting with a celebrity. It happens.
sure.
Saturday night, my brother-in-law took us to this gamer bar called Up Down. It was filled with old arcade cabinets, a GameCube with Super Smash Bros. Melee on a rear projection TV, and an N64 with Mario Kart on a projector.
That is.
Turns out I still suck at Smash, but I'm still better than the average stranger.
Yeah, that looks accurate.
And I'm still better at Mario Kart than the rest of my people. All right, I'm parkouring. Anyways, is pretty fucking lit, man. Pretty fucking lit. As soon as we walked in, everybody said, "Oh, well, shit, Noah's gone. Where the hell? Oh, he's over there in front of the GameCube." Okay.
Like a child.
I sat on the floor while these other two people were on the couch, and I joined them playing Super Smash Bros. Man, it was
Nice.
badass.
You got your ass kicked.
No. I kicked their asses.
Sure.
One of them had never played before, and the other and her boyfriend was trying to teach her. Meanwhile, I'm just ecstatic to be playing.
Yeah, just fucking right.
Yeah, I had first tried to pick a character because I could tell that they were new or at least not experienced. So I tried to pick a character that I didn't know how to play, which who did I choose first? I think Ness, and then I think Yoshi at one point, but then I made the bot
Is
Yoshi after
everything
that.
all right?
And then, no, I chose Dr. Mario first. And then
Oh,
Mario.
God.
Yeah.
What did you slap?
Yeah.
Luigi.
Pills here.
Well, I'm glad you had fun.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun. Except for yesterday. Yesterday, did you happen to read the texts?
No.
In the Discord. Okay. Let me read what I sent in the campfire chatter earlier today. Our flight out of Iowa to Atlanta got delayed by 3.5 hours. While we were still seated on the plane. This flight was initially supposed to take off a little after noon, at about 12:05. It didn't take off until 3.5 hours later, so this caused us to miss our 5 p.m. connecting flight to Norfolk that would have had us home by 8. We landed in Atlanta finally at 7 and found a new flight that was automatically rescheduled for 45 minutes later. And we got downgraded from first class to coach because that's all that was available. At least we made it back to Norfolk, right? Wrong. Our flight got diverted to Raleigh, North Carolina because of the cacophony of tropical storms happening in eastern Virginia. It's 11:15 at this point, and the next flight to Norfolk wasn't until 10 a.m. My father-in-law said, fuck that, we're driving the 3.5 hours it would take us to get to ORF, Norfolk Airport. And we got home at 4:30 a.m., and Jordan had to go to work at 7:30.
You had a blast, huh?
Oh yeah, yesterday was just an absolute shitstorm. It makes for a good story though. And at least we got home with all of our belongings, and nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, an extra bonus piece of gossip. Apparently, my brother-in-law was chatting up some other girl other than his girlfriend at the wedding, and followed her on Instagram, and he thinks it's funny that everyone else is making a big deal out of it. Meanwhile, his girlfriend is shredding his ass about it.
Yeah, that's
And
no,
still
no.
being
Black Horse
being a
Courier
total
here.
tool about it throughout all the plane rides. And meanwhile, I'm over here laughing because I'm like, I would never fuck up that bad. And Jordan's looking at me like, I'd be reacting the same way if you did. And I'm like, you never would have to.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, I want to say to him, dude, you fucked up. Just apologize. But on the other hand, I'm really not that good that well acquainted with my brother-in-law. I mean, sure, he was one of my groomsmen, but that was more out of convenience than anything else. I don't know him on a personal level very well. So anyways, what you up to? I'm just hopping around in Oblivion doing absolutely nothing because I can't fast travel in the middle of the day because I'm a vampire and stuff.
Building in Terraria, because I originally finished kind of the build I was working on, and then it didn't save.
Oh, that's awful.
I save, right? So I'm redoing it better anyway. So maybe it's a sign from all those that I should have just done this better.
Hey, you want to finally finish that match of Age of Empires that we started? Unless you don't got time for that, then that's cool.
I go to bed at 11, so you're the one who doesn't have time for anything. I have.
Jordan's watching her shows. She'll text me when she's ready, which could be a while, or at least like half an hour from now.
No, I actually want to play Stranded Deep. I've never
Stranded
played it.
Deep. All right, you got it. Load it up.
All right, I will.
Let me make sure I still have it.
Everybody watching? Save and exit. I'm hitting save and exit. Everybody see this? Save and exit. There we go. Yeah. All right.
Oh my god.
Good night.
Game snaps. See all.
Nope.
Where the hell's Stranded Deep? I know I didn't delete it.
This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna
Oh
turn
my
the
god,
volume.
did I delete Stranded? No, it is. It's right here.
Wow.
It's just the intro.
It's just not on the internal. What the fuck? What do you mean it needs an update?
Hey, I had an update today. I just said that.
What do you mean it needs an update?
It has an update.
And what do you mean installation stopped? Check your internet connection. What?
Connection. Couldn't
Okay, now it's updating.
Anchors keep your raps.
It's
from
just
blowing
a
away.
gigabyte.
Yeah, I know. It was very small. It's probably a bug fix.
Yeah, major bug fixes and such. Hi, Phoebe. Ugh. What do you mean completes in about 2 hours? You know what? I'm going to pause the stream.